This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lesson 301 through lesson 310, each of which relates to the second coming as understood in the course. I'll be repeating this same introduction for each of lessons 301 through 310, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the course, the second coming does not refer to the bodily return of Jesus. Rather, it is each and every one of us, all of humanity, finally remembering who and what we are in truth. It is all of us remembering that together we are the sonship, the one self we all share, the Christ. In the words of the introduction, which precedes these 10 lessons, the second coming is, quote, merely the correction of mistakes and the return of sanity. It is a part of the condition that restores the never lost and reestablishes what is forever and forever true, end quote. In other words, it is our collective realization that the separation from God never occurred and that we remain as God created us, as his one spiritual child in heaven. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are only contained in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 306, November 2nd. The gift of Christ is all I seek today. The lesson tells us that, quotes, today I can forget the world I made, end quotes. This seemingly insignificant statement is actually the core of the course. You need not spend a lifetime searching, reading book after book, or struggling with obscure truths and knowledge. You need only accept the possibility that you and the world are not what they appear to be. And you know that. Basic science, let alone modern quantum physics, tells you so. Today's lesson invites you to experiment with living from the awareness and vision of a reality without separation and strife. It is a vision of oneness, the vision and gift of Christ. The title of today's lesson is The Gift of Christ is All I Seek Today. This should be our constant prayer. Yet all we seem to do is to attend to matters of the illusion. And in the rare moments we are not doing that, we are obsessing over past sins or future fears of ourselves or others. That is our life. The Course, along with other authentic spiritual paths, offers you an alternative. It is offering you the eternal peace and joy of the kingdom in exchange for the world and life you now believe to be all that there is. But, as the Course explicitly tells us, in any given moment, you cannot have both. It is impossible to see two worlds. If you seek both your world and the kingdom, you remain here in the illusion. I'm not saying that you should shirk your responsibilities in this world to those dependent upon you. There is no love in that. But you can live your life in the name of love, always remembering who and what you are in truth, and aware, at least dimly, of the reality beyond the surface illusion. As the lesson title tells us, the gift of Christ, his vision, is all I seek today.